What's up, everybody? How we doing? Happy Sunday. Man, if you guys saw Crown Jewel yesterday, my WWE fans, what a show. I'm not going to say anything for the people that haven't seen it. No spoilers. But what a show. Enjoy it. Alright, doing a case of Tap's Finest. Doing a case of Cactus Jack. We're going to open them both up right now. Alright. There's 10 boxes right there of Tap's Finest. 10 boxes right there. We're going to put these off to the side. Because we're going to start with some Cactus Jack. Alright. Cactus Jack. 12 boxes. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 and 6 is 12. Alright, here we go, guys. Good luck, everybody. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 10. I like to verify. Alright, if thank you, Blah, for that. Alright, here we go. First box. That's Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan on the Yellow Fire. That's Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura, that one's numbered 34 out of 41 on the Cactus. Rookie Jordan Grace. This one's on the famed Phantoms. On the steel cage, we got Astro Knights of the Miz. Astro Knights of the Miz. Carmelo Anthony on the refractor. Carmelo Anthony on the refractor. That's Jimmy Uso, purple. That is 96 out of 250. Jimmy Uso, 96 of 250. Undertaker. Undertaker on the Rodeo Rebels. Rodeo Rebels. That is Penta. Penta on the Festive Fury. Festive Fury. Ricky Saints. To 150, there's Eric, 101 of 150. Trish Stratus on the framed Phantoms. We got the flannel of Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai on the flannel. Shinsuke on the steel cage. Astro Knights. On the white, we got Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane on the white. Did I say Carmelo Anthony? I probably did. I did it last time too. I said Carmelo Anthony last time too. That's what I get for doing too many basketball breaks ringside. Jey Uso. Jey Uso on the Festive Fury. Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom on the refractor. That is Andrade. Andrade, 65 of 299 on the speckles. Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom on the Rodeo Rebels. And that is box number 1. Crazy, right? I do so much basketball breaks that it just, yeah, it was just like second nature to say Carmelo Anthony. That's Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes on the refractor. Alright, box number 2. All right, Josh. I see who you need, my friend. All right, there's Carmelo Anthony again. No, I'm just kidding. Carmelo Hayes starting us off. That is Jade Cargill on the refractor. That is Trish Stratus, 235 out of 250. Big E on the Festive Fury. Sheamus on the Rodeo Rebels. On the white, we got Penta. Eric on the framed Phantoms. Blue, 87 out of 125. Roxanne Perez. There is Fallon Henley, and that is on the Astro Knights. On the flannel, that is Jey Uso. Looks like we got some possible yellow or gold coming. Here we go. Ludwig Kaiser on the refractor. That is Ricky Saints on the gold, 27 out of 50. Nice hit for the Ricky Saints spot. Montez Ford on the framed Phantoms. Trick Williams on the Astro Knights. That is Drew McIntyre on the Yellow Fire. Shimmer to 199. CM Punk on the blue Shimmer to 199. That is 195 out of 199. Otis. Green. There is Lyra Valkyria. Green. That is 64 out of 99. And Dragon Lee to finish off the box. box number 3. Here we go. Refractor of Trick Williams. Speckled, that is Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins, that is 195 out of 299. John Cena on the frame, Phantoms. White of Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan on the white. There's Tony D. Tony T on the Rodeo Rebels. 62 out of 175. That's Penta on the Aqua Lasers. There's Ivar. On the flannel, we got Damian Priest. Finn Balor. Refractor, that's Lola Vice. 70 out of 250. 70 out of 250, Nathan Frazier. That is nice. That is a green famed Phantom or Festival Fury of Cody Rhodes to 99. Festival Fury green 63 out of 99. Nice hit for a Cody Rhodes spot. There's Torrie Wilson. LA Knight on the Yellow Flames. There's Cactus Jack himself. 66 out of 125. Dragon Lee. And that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Box number 4. I'd like to find our first auto. I think it's 1 in every 3 boxes or 4 boxes. I can't remember. Right now we're on our 4th box. No autos yet. we go. Box 4. We have Drew McIntyre on the white. That is a green. Seth frickin' Rollins. 45 out of 99. 45 out of 99 on the famed Phantoms. That is a yellow. 57 out of 75. 57 out of 75, Angelo Dawkins. Natalia. There's Cody Rhodes on the flannel. Damian Priest. Rey Mysterio. There's Jakira Jackson on the refractor. Bailey, 108 out of 250. 108 of 250. There is Tama Tonga. Yeah. Jacob Fatu. That is 35 out of 175. The Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, on the Aqua Lasers. Nice. There's Jacob Fatu again. Turning out to be a Jacob Fatu box. How about a Jacob Fatu auto? Trick Williams. Excuse me. There is Gigi Dolan on the refractor. On the speckles, we got Ivar. That is 293 out of 299. There's Nathan Frazier. We got Dirty Dom on the gold, 15 out of 50. 15 out of 50. That is on the famed Phantoms, 15 out of 50. I think we got our case hit. There's Maxime Dupree. That is Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair. That is on the Trans Technicians. First time I've ever seen this card. That is a sick hit. Don't know if that's a case hit or not, but that is sick. Box number 5. BBL is the case hit. Yeah, I've only done one case of this stuff, so I'm still not too sure what's the case hits and stuff. Okay. We are 4 boxes in without an auto though, so this This is kind of worrying me. But then again, if all the autos are at the end, that's more fun. Alright, here we go, box 5. That's Tongalo on the white. That is an Zarya orange. 16 out of 25. 16 out of 25 rookie Zarya on the Festival Fury. Nice hit. Nice hit for the Zarya spot. That is 100 out of 250, Shawn Michaels. That is Noam Dar. Charlotte Flair on the flannel. Bronson Reed. Refractor of Zarya. That's a blue, 125 out of 125. Randy K. Orton. CM Punk. Woo, what do we got here? 31 out of 50. That is Tony D. Tony D. Leader of the D'Angelo family. That is Asuka. Shimmer. That is 106 out of 199? Yeah, 199. Chris Sabin. There's Maurice. That's Alex Shelley. Nikita Lyon on the refractor. $129 out of 175. There's an aqua laser of Liv Morgan. Xavier Woods. That is Sami Zayn. And that is box number 5. Box number 5. Box number 6. All right, box number 6. Here we go. That is CM Punk. Aqua Lasers of Raquel Rodriguez. 125 out of 175. We have green. And that is Mommy. That is Rhea Bloody Ripley. 81 out of 99. Rodeo Rebels. Roxanne Perez on the flannel. Damian Priest. Here's Montez Ford on the refractor. Green. That is Eric. 74 of 99. 74 of 99. Roxanne Perez. White of Jacob Fatu. That is Fallon Henley on the refractor. Speckles of Lyra Valkyria. That is 245 out of 299. Sami Zayn. That is Ethan Page. Lyra on the Yellow Flame. That is 99 out of 150. Tommaso Ciampa. Roman Reigns. There's Stephanie finally. Little Stephanie, our women's champ. Again, no spoilers. If you have watched Crown Jewel, no spoilers. If you haven't watched Crown Jewel, I don't know what you're waiting for. It's a great show. Probably one of the best shows I've seen in a long time. Box number 7. With 5 matches, but I'm telling you right now, it is so good, all 5 matches. Best cake in the game. Oh my goodness. What time is it? Can I respond to that? Good day. It's a close running between her and Lyra. Her and Lyra definitely have great cake in the game. And both can wrestle so well. I'm telling you right now. I mean, I'm an Alexa Bliss. Old school, love my Alexa Bliss. But right now, I'm a big fan of both Stephanie and Lyra. Both can wrestle amazing. Put on a show. Alright. Box number 7. Can we get an auto? Maybe. Oh, that's a nice Alexa Bliss right there. That's a great one right there. Festival Fury, Alexa Bliss. But then right behind it to 175 on the Aqua Lasers, Lyra Valkyria. And to think, when she first came out, I was calling her Lyra Valkyria. First auto. First auto's here. Oh, that's nice. Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser on the first auto. Very nice hit. What is he? El Grande Americano right now. Kofi Kingston. There's Tony D. Undertaker. Got a blue of Angelo Dawkins. That's 115 out of 125. 115 out of 125. God, these cards keep sticking together. I'm sorry, guys. The humidity, these cards keep sticking together. My apologies. Chelsea Green on the flannel. There is Dexter Loomis. That is a refractor of Xavier Woods. Wesley. That is Tommaso Ciampa, 77 out of 199 on the blue shimmer. There is Shayna Baszler. Refractor of my girl Candice LeRae. I got to meet her. I love telling that story. Her and Johnny Gargano. Triple H. There's another Lyra. This is on the Speckles, 32 of 299. Nober, what's up, buddy? It's been a while. How you been? On the white, we have Axiom. That is Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn. To finish box number 7. Dude, it's been great, man. Things are awesome. Cannot complain. Just doing my thing, you know. Getting in that holiday spirit. I hear you, buddy. I'm glad my kids are out of the house, man. I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. I don't know. I might surprise my wife and pay somebody to come put lights up for Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. Box number 8. It's a copycat neighborhood. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Dude, I don't even have any lights or anything anymore. When we moved to Phoenix from from Las Vegas, man, I got rid of all that stuff. Only thing I brought with me is the inside Christmas decorations and the Christmas tree. Yeah, these are beautiful cards. Beautiful, beautiful cards. All right, box number 8, you guys. Here we go. There's Johnny G. Dakota Kai, 104 out of 150. 104 of 150. And again, it's stuck. And we have a Zarya auto. I want to show you guys the corners are still nice and sharp. It landed literally flat. So my apologies again. 20 out of 25 on the Zarya auto. There is Eric. There's Stephanie on the Yellow Flames. We got a green of Obafemi. Nice Obafemi green. That is numbered 80 out of 99. 80 of 99. And on the yellow mini diamonds, 44 out of 75, Braun Strowman. On the flannel, that's KO. KO on the flannel. There is Miss Cora Jade. Cora Jade. Raquel Rodriguez on the refractor. There's Andrade. Behind Andrade is a Cactus to 41. 22 out of 41. There is Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, rookie Cactus, 22 out of 41. Nice hit for the Jordan Grace spot. On the white, Zelina Vega. That is Finn Balor. Gunther. Io Sky on the refractor. There's Jada Parker. Damian Priest. 183 out of 199. That is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Nothing crazy yet. Still got 4 boxes and another case. And the other case is Topps Finest. All right. Box number 9. Box number 9. Box number 9. Tony D. Refractor Raquel Rodriguez. There is Mr. Ivar. 182 out of 250. That's Roxanne Perez. Our Truth. There's EO Sky on the refractor. Julius Creed. There's Julia. Julia Gulia, 98 out of 125. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, Joshua. Randy K. Orton on the auto. Framed Phantoms autograph of Randy Orton. That's sick. There you go, Josh. Check that off your list, baby. John Cena. Nia Jax on the Yellow Flames. Green, Liv Morgan. That is 16 out of 99. 16 out of 99 on the Festival Fury. Behind that is a nice role model of Bailey. That is 133 out of 199 on the Blue Shimmer. That is Gigi Dolan on the white. Finn Balor. That is Tiffany Stratton. Jimmy Uso, there we go, 165 out of 299. On the flannel, Solo Sikoa. Yeah, but I got a lot more coming. I know, Penny Sweet. Yes. Yep. Loving the Liv Morgan pulls, yeah. Usually we don't get a lot of Liv Morgan, you know. It's nice to see some Liv Morgan in this case. This is box number 10. Box number 10. These are not for sale. And honestly, I don't even know how much they are, Ninja. This is a live break. We're doing a case of this. And a case of Topps Finest WWE. Excuse me. Alright, guys. Box number 9. I'm sorry, 10. This is 10, 11, and 12. Yeah. Box number 10. There is The Rock on the Festival Fury. Jimmy Uso on the purple. That is 229 out of 250. 229 of 250. Jada Parker. There's Nikita Lyons on the flannel. Nikita Lyons. Refractor of Solo. What's up, Rocket? That is 152 out of 199. Ivar. Johnny Gargano. On the white, that's Becky Lynch. Because Sports Illustrated says so. Has anybody seen her ESPN commercial where she's at the coffee shop? It's hilarious. She is hilarious. Sol Ruka on the Yellow Flames. 116 out of 125. There's Candice LeRae. Billy Gunn. There is Mr. Eric Rowan. Refractor of Chad Gable. $121 out of 175. Asuka. Are you ready? Ooh! Another green to 99. This is Festival Fury 28 out of 99 of Seth frickin' Rollins. Drew McIntyre. And there is box number 10. No, you can't. Dude, I thought I left you 100 inside.
No, there's none inside unless
You're missing them. They're in the
I'm
box.
smoking crack. Okay.
They're in the box.
Okay.
That's it. They're already inside.
Smoking crack, sorry.
That's right. Box number 11. Alright, box 11. Roman Reigns. That is The Rock on the yellow mini diamonds. 44 out of 75. 44 of 75. White of The Rock. Got an orange. Wow. Banger. 25 out of 25. Orange Julia. On the Festival Fury. Nice hit. There's Julia again. Purple, 23 of 250. That's Charlotte Flair. Flannel, that's Bailey. Roxanne Perez. Refractor of Carmen Petrovich. There's Sami Zayn. 151 out of 199. There's Johnny Gargano on the blue shimmer. CM Punk. Kofi Kingston on the refractor. Natalia. And why not? 33 out of 175 on the Aqua Lasers. That is The Rock. Ooh, doggy. How about a Trish Stratus auto? Trish Stratus XOXO. Famed Phantoms auto. This one is black, 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10 on the black auto. Dude, that is sick. Stephanie. There's Braun Strowman. And that is box 11. Last box. And then we will get into Topps Finest. Y'all just ever have a brain fart? I just did. while opening this box. Last box. We'll grab a few more top loaders here. And then we'll get started on Topps Finest. Here we go. Refractor, Bianca Belair. That is a Cactus. Looks like 32 out of 41 of Montez Ford. Montez Ford on the Cactus to 41. That is right there, Carmen Petrovic. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. White of Lyra. There's Kofi Kingston. On the Speckles, that is 77 of 299, Xavier Rhodes. Tony D. There's Lash Legend on the flannel. Shayna Baszler. Alright, last half box of Cactus Jack. There's Becky Lynch on the Yellow Flames. 242 out of 250. There's the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. HBK. That is the Undertaker. Refractor of Seth freaking Rollins. That is 151 out of 199 on the Blue Shimmer of Chris Sabin. Julia. There is Kevin Owens. Uncle Howdy. And Trish Stratus to finish off that case. Alright. Our case of Cactus Jack is in the books. Next up is our Topps Finest. $10 boxes. Alright. We'll organize this a little bit. All right. Top's Finest time, guys. Two, 4, 6. Alright, guys, here we go. Top's Finest. X-Pac. Starting us off, we got an X-Fractor of CM Punk. That is Batista starting us off with a die-cut Intimidators. This one is numbered 14 out of 75. 14 out of 75. That's a refractor of Bianca Belair on the finishers. That is a uncommon. Our first auto, Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez, not numbered, on the Finest auto. That's Ashanti Adonis on the refractor. Die cut of Javon Evans, 1 out of 25. That is a sick die cut. Showstoppers of Mommy. And then we got 1 out of 75. Gunther. Gunther on the common, 1 out of 75. That is an uncommon of Jay, excuse me. It's a pretty good first 2 packs. Wow. Joshua. Dark Energy of Bray Wyatt. Dark Energy of Bray Wyatt. Nice hit. Nice hit. Finisher Sami Zayn. Nice. Karrion Kross on the rare. Drew McIntyre on the uncommon. 161 out of 199. Charlotte Flair. Dude, I love these. Jake the Snake Roberts on the full segment. Full segment, Jake the Snake Roberts. Intimidators refractor of the Big Boss Man. Uncommon. That is El Grande Americano on the refractor. Intimidators of Otis. That is Cruz del Toro, 14 out of 20. 14 out of 20. Cruz del Toro. Andrade on the uncommon. Ooh, wow. That is Ethan Page, 21 out of 75 on the auto. Ethan Page. Nice hit. And there, right there, is a refractor, die cut, 26 out of 35 of Angel. Angel, 26 out of 35. The turn, that's Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan on the turn. Rowdy Roddy Piper on the rare. On the uncommon, Shayna Baszler. Box number 2. Who do you have ringside? I didn't even ask. Naomi, Kari, 1, 2, 3 Kid, and Rikishi. Okay. Got it. Alright, box number 2. Here we go. Who's got Finn Balor? Because that is one of the worst autographs I've ever seen, but it's still cool. 40 out of 50 Finn Balor on the finest auto. 40 out of 50. Behind that is Brutus Creed on the refractor. Die cut of Stone Cold Steve Austin. 29 out of 35. 29 of 35. Showstoppers. Seth freaking Rollins. 21 of 25. Chris Sabin. That is a nice one. I like the look of that card. I like the red. Nope, breaks and takes 2, Jamie. Sorry, bud. That is Typhoon on the uncommon. Whatever store you buy it from, my friend, is where that's going to broadcast. Refractor of Eric Bischoff. Intimidators of Batista. There is Bray Wyatt again. 37 out of 75. 37 of 75, Bray Wyatt. On the uncommon, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, sorry about that, bud. We'll recap at the end. 63 of 199, we got Raquel Rodriguez. On the turn, that's a Hulk Hogan X-Fractor on the turn. Sheamus on the refractor imitators. Dante Chen on the uncommon. Finishers of Finn Balor. There is Damian Priest on the rare. Undertaker on the uncommon. Shayna Baszler on the X-Fractor. That is a gold Cactus Jack on the Intimidators. Gold Cactus Jack, 50 out of 50 on the bookend. 50 out of 50. Stoppers of the Ultimate Warrior. Solo Sikoa on the uncommon. There's the auto right there. Ricky Saints, that's 79 out of 149. 79 of 149. Full segment of The Miz. Intimidators, that is a rare Josh Briggs. Josh Briggs on the rare. You're subbed to the main channel. I hear you, buddy. Gunther on the uncommon. And our second auto. Masters auto. Of Chad Gable. Chad Gable. Finest Masters auto. This one is not numbered. Box number 3. 3 out of 8. All right, box number 3. That's an X-Fractor of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio on the X-Fractor. That is a gold to 50 Showstoppers. Tiffy time. 10 out of 50. 10 out of 50 gold Showstoppers of Tiffany Stratton. How about Bray Wyatt on the Refractor full segment? Tank Ledger on the uncommon. Our next auto goes to Fallon Henley. Fallon Henley on the Finest Moments auto. Not numbered. There's Dante Chen on the Refractor. Stone Cold. 1 out of 99 on the first off the press. Stone Cold die cut Refractor. 1 out of 99. Finishers of Randy Orton. There is Sheamus to 75. Apollo Crews on the uncommon. That is 8 out of 75 on the Sheamus. Okay, you got it, Jamie. Intimidators of Sheamus. Becky Lynch on the rare. Maxine Dupree on the uncommon. Finn Balor, 56 out of 199. That is a finishers of AJ Styles on the X-Fractor. Finishers of Shinsuke on the Refractor. JD McDonough on the uncommon. Ivar, 82 out of 149. Full segment of Dude Love. Eddie Guerrero on the rare. Elton Prince on the uncommon. That is Typhoon on the refractor. Intimidator Psycho Sid. 34 out of 50. That is a gold Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair on the gold. To 50. Uncommon of Randy Orton. Julia is blocking our next auto. It is a finest auto. It is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 of Jimmy Uso. Big Jim. Big Jim, 10 out of 10. I love that. I love Big Jim. All these that I'm penny sleeving right now will be top loaded after the break. Box number 4. We're at our halfway point of the Topps Finest case. Halfway point. If you're counting in total, that is 12 plus 4 is 16. 12 plus 4, that means this is box number 16. Alright, box number 4 of Finest, 16 in total. Starting with John Cena. How about Lash Legend on the Finest auto? Lash Legend getting an auto. Behind that is Mr. Tyler Bate, 19 out of 149. 19 of 149, Tyler Bate. That is the heel turn of Shawn Michaels. Michin on the rare. El Grande Americano on the uncommon. That is an X-Fractor of The Rock. Showstoppers of Montez Ford, 14 out of 25. 14 out of 25, Montez Ford. Nice refractor finishers of Randy Orton. Uncommon of Ashanti Adonis. Die cut 77 of 99. There he is. The greatest of all time. 17-time John Cena. 77 out of 99 on the die cut. X-Fractor Intimidators. That is Otis. There is Dude Love on the full segment. Dude Love. Refractor. There's Lexus King on the uncommon. Oh no, Joseph. Let's get you something, buddy. Kevin Nash on the refractor. Intimidators of Nia Jax. Tommaso Ciampa, 55 of 75. Tell me who you got, Joseph. Tell me who you got. Maybe we can talk it into existence. Ooh. How about a gold auto for a gold medal winner, Kurt Angle, 41 out of 50. That is nice. Kurt Angle to 50. Behind that is a refractor of Charlotte Flair. 120 out of 149, Charlie Dempsey. Showstoppers of the Queen. 8 out of 20. That is Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser, 8 out of 20. Diesel on the uncommon. Finishers, that's Triple H. That is a rare of Ava. Rare of Ava. Idris Inofe on the uncommon. Box number 5. Box number 17 in total. Alright, here we go. First auto. Woo-hoo-hoo. There's a banger for somebody. Roxanne Perez on the auto. Finest Masters auto of Roxanne Perez. Nice. Right behind it is a nice refractor of Roxanne Perez. There's Javon Evans, 26 out of 199. Hulk Hogan on the turn. Psycho Sid, 63 out of 75. 63 of 75. That is Miles Bourne on the uncommon. Showstoppers, Rhea Ripley. There's Eric Bischoff on the rare. Alba Fire on the uncommon. Next auto. There's the man. Grayson Waller. 1 out of 75. So underused, this guy. You would think that he would even get a chance to do something in his home country of Australia. But nope. 1 out of 75. Grayson Waller on the auto. They didn't even let him do anything in his home country. Oh, wow. Nice KO die cut. KO on the die cut. 35 out of 99. 35 of 99. Intimidators of Otis. That is Kari Sane on the rare. Rhea Ripley on the uncommon. There's Ilya Dragunov on the X-Fractor. Ilya Dragunov. 35 out of 50 of Seth frickin' Rollins on the turn. 35 out of 50. Nice hit for the Seth Rollins spot. That's a sick hit. Showstoppers of Cody Rhodes. Sid Justice on the uncommon. 9 out of 149. That's Tugboat. 9 out of 149. That is Showstoppers of John Cena on the X-Fractor. Roman Reigns on the turn. That's a refractor. And Roman Reigns on the uncommon. Lyra on the refractor. Lyra Valkyria. Finisher Stinkface of Rikishi. Rikishi on the Stinkface. And there is Zarya. 4 out of 20. That's a sick hit right there. Rookie card of Zarya. Eric on the uncommon. We are down to 3 boxes. Box number 6. Box number 6 of 8. Box number 18 in total. All right. What do we got there? All right, here we go. Box number 6, box number 18 in total. Let's do it. 7 out of 25. That is Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That's Natalia's dad. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Heart of the Heart Foundation, my favorite foundation of all times. 7 out of 25. That is Alexa Bliss on the finishers. Sister Abigail on the X-Fractor. Dude, that is a sick card. Finishers of The Miz on the Refractor. Cruz del Toro on the Uncommon. Raquel Rodriguez on the Refractor. Finishers of Sami Zayn. 5 out of 15. That is Josh Briggs on the 5 out of 15. Io Sky on the Uncommon. I'm going to move that to the back. That looked like an auto. Looked like a cool one too. That is a Kalani Jordan on the rare. Michelle McCool on the Uncommon. X-Fractor of Braun Breaker. Intimidators die cuts. That is Braun Strowman. 50 out of 75. 50 out of 75 on the die cut. Kane on the Intimidators Refractor. Ricky Saints Uncommon. Kit Wilson on the Finest Moments Refractor Auto. Kit Wilson. This is not numbered. Typhoon, 21 out of 35 on the die cut. Intimidators of Psycho Sid. Our last auto should be, yep, right there. All right. That is 64 of 199. That is Mankind. 64 of 199. Full segment. Dude Love. That is Jey Uso. 28 of 75. Umaga on the Uncommon. Finishers of Randy Orton. Raquel Rodriguez on the rare. Stevie Turner, who's no longer with the company, on the Uncommon. Roman Reigns on the Refractor. And our last auto of box number 6 is 6 out of 10, which makes it a black auto. Of Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, red and black auto, 6 out of 10. That is disgusting. That is disgusting good. Congrats to the Tiffany Stratton spot. It's funny, we got Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. Both autos in this break. Jey Uso to 75. And we are down to 2 boxes. Box number 7, box number 19 in total. Box number 19 in total. Is that a gold vinyl 1 of 1? We have gold vinyl 1 of 1, guys. Or sorry, it's tops. It's a super fractor. We have a super fractor 1 of 1. Good luck to everybody. It looked like a finest. It could have been a finest autograph too. Or a showstoppers. I'm sorry. Good day. Alright, here we go, guys. Box number 7. That is 171 out of 199. Tiffany Stratton. On the showstoppers, that is Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero on the X-Fractor. Tiffany Stratton on the refractor. Fallon Henley uncommon. That is Nikki Cross on the X-Fractor. Nikki Cross. Gold Intimidators, 29 out of 50 of Otis. Uncle Howdy on the refractor. Ron Killings on the uncommon. We have a redemption. Redemption auto. Kofi Kingston on the refractor. That is Santos Escobar. 91 of 99 on the die cut. Showstoppers of Jay Yeet. Booker T, 74 out of 75. Happy Wednesday. Ren Sinclair on the uncommon. Finishers of Rikishi. That is a rare Lana. Rare Lana. Sheamus on the uncommon. Alright, we're going to do the redemption. Because I'm going to need my sweat card for the super. The finest gold parallel. Should be to 50 then. How about the American Nightmare? Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes on the redemption. Congrats to the Cody Rhodes spot. Wow. All right, here we go. Santos Escobar on the refractor. Showstoppers of Montez Ford. That is Roman Reigns. 62 out of 75. 62 of 75. Road Dogg on the uncommon. Our gold super is a 1 of 1. Is an auto, excuse me. Our gold super is a finest auto. That is 147 out of 149, Finn Balor. Bray Wyatt on the Intimidators. Finn Balor on the Rare. Sami Zayn. Do I one-touch it, guys? Let's find out who it is. And then we'll make a decision. If you're here and it's for you, let me know if you want it in a mag. Good luck, everybody. Here you go. Super Fractor Finest Auto. Of Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne. I can't read what he scribed across his chest. I think it says I do not know what he scribed there. That is a Pete Dunne 1/1 Super Fractor. I think we're gonna go ahead and just not only is it a great auto, but he scribed it. So there you go. Congrats to the Pete Dunne spot. Congrats to the Pete Dunne spot. Box number 20. Box number 8 of Finest. After the Bruiserweight, is that what that says? I know it says something like Bruiser, but it just I can't make it out. Maybe. That's pretty sick, though. Really cool. How you doing, Notorious? All right. Last box of the break. Here we go. Who do you have? Full segment, that's Carlito. That is the British Bulldog on the Rare. Kane on the Uncommon. $152 out of $199. That's Tommaso Ciampa. X-Fractor of the Intimidators, Braun Strowman. Finishers of AJ Styles. Oops. And that's Natalia on the Uncommon. There's the auto. One auto is right there. There's El Grande Americano on the refractor. Kevin Nash, 92 out of 149. Cactus Jack on the Intimidators. Bronson Reed, 20 out of 50 on the gold. Scott Hall on the uncommon. I don't know what I was doing there. Three packs to go. 3 packs to go. Then we'll get a recap. That is Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill on the X-Fractor. That is Shawn Michaels, 21 of 25. 21 of 25 on the turn. Full segment of the Snake Pit. Jake the Snake. Xavier Woods on the uncommon. I think that's the last auto. That's Zelina Vega, 152 out of 199. Finishers of Carmelo Hayes. That is Dusty Rhodes on the rare. Sol Ruka on the uncommon. And our last pack, our 2 autos are up there. That is Jey Uso on the refractor. Showstoppers of Triple H. 3 out of 75, Brutus Creed. Ivy Nile on the uncommon. Good luck on the last 2 autos. Last 2 autos. Start with this one. X-Fractor auto. Finest moment. That is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura. 32 out of 75. 32 out of 75 on the finest moments auto. And our last auto of the break. Finest auto. Oh, no way. Oh my God. I thought it was going to be twice in a row to finish with a Stone Cold auto, but that is a sick auto too. 40 out of 75, Tommaso Ciampa on the auto. Tommaso Ciampa. There we go. There's your break, my friends. Again, if you didn't hit in the break, I apologize. We will send you something in the mail. We will send you guys a skunk pack. Let me get everything together and we will go over and recap everything. go. All right, these are to $2.99. To $2.99. Here we go. We got Xavier Woods, Jimmy Uso, Lyra again. We got Ivar, Angelo Dawkins, and Andrade. I'm sorry, Joseph. All right, to $2.50. We got Shawn Michaels, Charlotte Flair, Jimmy Uso, Roxanne Perez, Shawn Michaels, Bayley, Nathan Frazier, Trish Stratus, Jimmy Uso. To $1.99, Zelina Vega, Ciampa. We got Tiffy Time, Mankind, Javon Evans, Finn Balor. We got Raquel Rodriguez, Charlotte Flair, Chris Sabin, Johnny Gargano, Ivar, Bayley, Stone Cold, Ciampa. We got Chris Sabin and CM Punk. To $175, we got The Rock, Asuka, Lyra, Raquel, Liv Morgan, Jacob Fatu, and Penta. To $150, Kevin Nash, Finn Balor, Tugboat, Charlie Dempsey, Tyler Bate, Ivar, and Ricky Saints. To $125, we got Candice LeRae, Julia, Dakota Kai, Angelo Dawkins, Ciampa. We got Randy Orton, Cactus Jack, Roxanne Perez, and Eric. All right, to $99, Santos Escobar, Kevin Owens, John Cena, Stone Cold. We also have, that is Seth freaking Rollins, Liv Morgan, Oba Femi, Eric, Rhea Ripley, Seth freaking Rollins, The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and Lyra. To $75, Brutus Creed, Roman Reigns, Booker T, Jey Uso, Braun Strowman, Psycho Sid, Tommaso Ciampa, Sheamus, Bray Wyatt, Gunther, Batista, The Rock, Braun Strowman, and Angelo Dawkins. To $50, Bronson Reed, Otis, Seth freaking Rollins, Bianca Belair, Tiffy Time, Cactus Jack, Tony D, Dirty Dom, and Ricky Saints. Yeah, there were a few Shaynas. Montez Ford, this is to 41 on the Cactuses. Montez Ford, Jordan Grace, Shinsuke. To 35, we have Typhoon, Stone Cold, Angel. To 25, we got Shawn Michaels, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. That's Montez Ford, Chris Sabin, Javon Evans, and Julia, and rookie Zarya. To 20, we got Zarya on the rookie card again, Ludwig Kaiser, Cruz del Toro, and to 15, Josh Briggs, Josh Briggs. All right, here's our autos. Kit Wilson. These are not numbered. Kit Wilson. Roxanne Perez, Lash Legend. That is Fallon Henley. Chad Gable, Master Gable. We got Raquel Rodriguez, Ludwig Kaiser, and Randy Orton. This is to 75, Tommaso Ciampa. We have Shinsuke Nakamura, Grayson Waller, and that is Ethan Page. To 50, we have Kurt Angle and the Demon, Finn Balor. To 25, Zarya. Also to 10, Jimmy Uso, Trish Stratus, and it's Tiffy time. 6 out of 10. And I think this is probably the auto of the break. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes on the gold parallel redemption to 50. Now, I mean, we did have the super fractor. Our case hit of the top finest, it is the dark energy of the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I don't know why, but this is the only one I got of this, and I've never seen it before. But this is a trance technician of Bianca Belair. That is a sick hit, I think. And then, of course, our super fractor, Pete Dunne, on the auto. I think it says the bruiserweight. I think a few people think that. And there you go, my friends. Excuse me. There is your break. Again, if you guys skunked, I'm so sorry. We will try and get you something nice in the mail. We try and make really nice skunk packs for everybody. And we hope to see you all next time. Have yourself a great night, you guys. Peace.